The guards said the princess was missing. I searched for 3 hours. Then I found her in the restricted chamber with the human soldier. My blood went cold. Not because of him, because—
My name is Queen Vael'Thora. I rule the crystalline dominion with absolute authority, which means I know everything that happens within my palace walls. Or so I believed. The alert came at 0600 hours. My daughter, Princess Lyriasol, was not in her chambers. The guards panicked. The court panicked. I did not panic. I simply began searching methodically, efficiently, the way I'd learned to do everything. She wasn't in the gardens. Not in the observation tower. Not in the archives where she liked to read forbidden histories. The restricted chamber was on my list, but far down. It was sealed for a reason. Dangerous, unstable, forbidden to all but the highest-ranking officials. My daughter had never shown interest in science or weapons or anything that might require such access. So when I found the door unsealed, my first thought was not about my daughter. It was about the human. We'd brought him here 3 weeks ago as part of the peace negotiation protocol. A soldier, a representative, a symbol that humans and crystallines could coexist. He'd been kept under guard, restricted to specific chambers, monitored constantly. He was supposed to be confined to his quarters at this hour. I moved silently down the restricted chamber's approach, hand on the weapon at my hip, ready for betrayal, ready for invasion, ready for the human to have somehow compromised our security and used my daughter as leverage. What I found stopped me cold. The princess was sitting on the polished floor, illuminated by the soft glow of the resonance crystal, the one weapon we'd kept from the war. The one artifact so dangerous that even possessing it violated 17 intergalactic treaties. It was supposed to be locked in stasis. It was in my daughter's hands. The human soldier was sitting beside her, unarmed, smiling like this was the most natural thing in the world. "Your Majesty," he said, looking up. Not startled, not defensive, just present. She wanted to show me. I should have called the guards. I should have seized both of them. I should have followed protocol. Instead I froze. "Show you what?" I asked quietly. "What it does," Lyriasol said, her child's voice steady in a way that made my heart stop. "What it's supposed to do." The resonance crystal was not a weapon in the traditional sense. It was an amplifier, a resonance device that could attune to any form of energy and reflect it back at exponential power. In the right hands it was devastating. In the wrong hands it was extinction. In my daughter's hands it was glowing softly, pulsing like a heartbeat. "Lyria, put that down," I commanded. "No," she said. And that single word contained more authority than I'd ever heard from her before. "Look at it, mother. Really look." I stepped closer, weapon still ready, but the moment I saw what was actually happening, I understood why she wouldn't put it down. The crystal wasn't amplifying energy. It was translating it. The glow was moving between her and the human soldier, flowing like communication, like language made visible. It was resonating with both their bioelectrical signatures simultaneously, something that should have been impossible. Crystallines and humans had fundamentally incompatible energy patterns. Except my daughter. My daughter, who'd always been strange. My daughter, whose father had been the subject of classified genetic research. My daughter, who'd been born pale silver instead of the traditional deep blue of our people. My daughter was bridging them. "I'm sorry I lied," Lyriasol said. "But you would have stopped this." "Stopped what?" I demanded, though I already knew the answer. "Stopping the war," she said simply. "That's what this is, mother. That's what the crystal does when two people, two different kinds of people, hold it together without fear. Teaches them to understand each other. Shows them everything. All the reasons for the conflict. All the reasons for the peace." The human soldier spoke quietly. "She found me in my quarters. She told me about the crystal. She said she'd been waiting for someone like me to come. Someone willing to try." "Willing to try what?" "Yes. To be understood," Lyriasol said. "Not conquered. Not negotiated with. Actually understood." I looked at my daughter, half human, half crystalline, holding the most dangerous weapon in existence, glowing with light that shouldn't exist. And I realized I was looking at something that terrified me more than any invasion ever could. I was looking at the future. And it didn't require armies or protocols or 17 intergalactic treaties. It required a child brave enough to break every rule. The Council can't know about this, I said finally. I know, Lyria Soul said. If they did, they'd execute you both, I continued. I know, she said again. I reached down and placed my hand on the crystal beside hers and the soldiers. The light changed. And for the first time in 40 years of warfare, I understood the people I'd been fighting against. I saw their fear, their hope, their desperate belief that coexistence was possible. I saw it with absolute clarity. My daughter smiled. Now you understand why I had to break the rules, she said.